Central Sanctuary Complex, 1500 to 1450. So we have also some weapons here, double axes, braziers, leg of a tripod, cauldron, and so on and so on. From 1500 to 1450, take a look at them. Oh God, look at these swords with gold rivet heads. These were possibly for the spear butt, right? Look at this. Bronze daggers, blades, Hagia, Triada-Royal Villa, 1500 to 1450 BC. Look at the strong rivet heads here. That's what I meant. Do you remember? You don't need to have a tank to attach. This one has a tank, but different attaching methods. Sorry. Then we have something which is extremely, extremely interesting. Oversized bronze double axes found stored in a room of a large building and used for cult purposes. These were, of course, used for cult purposes. Too big, too large, too heavy to be wielded by a human being. They're thought to have been used as display objects with religious symbolism in ceremonies held in the open air. Paved court in front of the building entrance. The modern reconstruction with wooden posts on pyramidal base follows the description of double axes on the Hagia Triada sarcophagus room 7. Nirou, Chani, 1500 to 1450 BC. Look at these axes. Here my son Nima, my beautiful son, dear son, is standing next to it. So he's 12. You can imagine then how large these are. Look at the axes. God. So they're put on these frames or a handle, wooden handles. Look at them. Unbelievable. I've never seen such large double axe heads from this period, or even later period. So large votive double axe with double blades on each side, decorated with incised lilies, small circles, and rows of holes. So it's our Zakros Central Sanctuary Complex, 1500 to 1450. These are these ones. Look at this. 2, 2, 1. Then we have also other utilitarian objects from 1500 to 1450. You can see that as well. We had this already. Yeah. And look at these swords now. Unbelievable. What do you see here? Quillons. Can you believe that? Quillons on bronze weapons. Look how beautiful, how sharp the points are. They're definitely weapons. There's no doubt about that. And having this midrib there, I'm going one day, maybe if I extend my research, go and hopefully and apply for it. I'm sure all museums have been very welcoming towards me and work on them. So you see that they have a real midrib, strong weapons. So we go to final Palatial Period, which is 1450 to 1370. Okay, this was this one. Sorry, I just should have done that here before, moved that, but doesn't matter. You can take a look at that. You see that? It's possibly fossilized wood, which is put here. We have also Malakinakas in the National Museum where we ran with fossilized wooden scabbards still remaining. And look at this. This comes and inserts here, like in Persian weapons made of ivory on top. You see? So it looks like that here as well. Like, look at the holes. Look at this. There you go. Here as well. It's the pommel. Here it has an integrated pommel with a handle. These ones, they're cast in one, right? It's not cast on. Some bronze weapons have cast on hilts, which is a more complex method, but then they put it here, right? Similar methods were used in Iran of casting. Then we go to warrior graves, and these warrior graves from 1450 to 1300. Please take a look at them. These are arrowheads. Certain tombs, mainly in the Knossos area, the sites of Zafar, Papura, Isopata, Sao Paulo, and the Venizelos had a multitude of bronze weapons, including swords, spearheads, daggers, and halberds, as well as helmets. The most striking are the swords with gold-covered hilts, gold nails, rivet heads, and ivory pommels, intended as, again, they say, luxury or display objects. I disagree that they were display objects. They are insignia of the rank and status, that's correct, of an aristocratic warrior class, which invested ideologically in the acquisition and use of weapons. So we have the tomb of the tripod hearth at Knossos, the Tolos tomb A, and the adjacent grave enclosure at Gournia, Archanes, as also at the Calivia. Fastos produced large collections of bronze banqueting vessels as well, right? But this is another area. Now I would like you to look at these beautiful swords, right? Take a look at that one, pommel, inserted pommel on top, which remains, large golden rivet heads, solid blade, look at that, with a strong midrib. Look at this one, gold leaf, cover the whole handle and pommel cap. This has a possibly stone pommel head inserted to it. At this gold. These are fascinating weapons. I have to say, one of the most beautiful Bronze Age weapons I've ever seen. They can be really proud of themselves. People in Crete. Really, what a culture. Fascinating, really fascinating culture. And look at these ones. Again, they have their rivet heads with gold leaf on top. And look at these ones. Again, this is possibly stone. Look. Look at these close-ups of this one. Isn't it fascinating? Unbelievable. Look how solid the blades are. Look, you don't make such a blade with such midribs, as a spearhead just for show, right? And having a bit of gold leaf or a lot of gold leaf doesn't mean that the weapon was not functional. Wealthy aristocrats went to war with some of these weapons to show also their importance in later periods. Again, look at them. Fascinating. Here, look at this. This actually, if you look at the chiseled areas, it looks like this. I cannot tell you how fascinated these things are. And you can come here and see the other swords, also a strong midrib. You see the arrowheads here. Unbelievable. Also here, spearheads with socketed spearheads. Wow, look at them. The solid oxidization, this dark red. Unbelievable. An indication of a real bronze weapon, right? But later on, we can talk about these different layers. With Rich Navel on this channel, we already talked about how to distinguish, real weapons. And these are excavated, of course, but for those of you who are into collecting or analyzing bronze weapons. And look at here. These are these socketed bronze bolts. Look at this type of blade, already curved at that period. We need to revisit our theory on when the curved blades were introduced. I mentioned it. We have also curved blades in Iran and from Bronze Age. We really need to revisit this theory, which we have been holding true for such a long time. You see that here? There's a knife. Beautiful. Two knives, actually. This looks like a machete, huh? Machete. So, here as well. Beautiful. Again, double axis here, you see? Again, double axis close up. Beautiful. Then I bring you to another thing which is extremely interesting. This is a restored boar's tusk helmet with cheek guards. of which the boar's tusks are preserved, cut into regular pieces, and pierced to be sewn onto an inner leather base. Such was the helmet of Cretan hero Meriones, described in Homer's Iliad. Can you imagine? If you have read Iliad, he describes that. But they did it in real. That's the fascinating one. Its special structure indicates that the boar's tusk helmet was, again, a symbol of rank, served as a symbol of rank and office. Apart from Crete, similar helmets have also been found in mainland Greece. Bronze spearhead with butterfly incised on the blade and short lancet. Knossos, sapphire, Papura, and Venice-Leio, 1450 to 1300. Look at this. Isn't it fascinating, this helmet? And also the spearheads. Get them how solid they are. And okay, they were also killed, as we say them, bent in the grave, possibly before they buried them. Then we go to Knossos, Venice-Leio, 1400 to 1300. Bronze helmet with cheek guards and raised peak for attaching a crest. Bronze spearhead and sword. Knossos, Venice-Leio, 1400 to 1300. Now, I would like you to take a look at that. Can you believe it? It looks like one of those later helmets in the Ottoman period with cheek guards. Look at this, and also this short sword, this lancet. Look at this. Isn't it fascinating? I already posted this short video on that, on these items. And go and take a look at our channel. Fascinating. Then we go to Messa Muliana, Gournes, Staminae, and Carteros Heraclean, Palaikastro and Episcopi Pediada, 1370 to 1100 BC. Look at these beauties. I mean, how many beautiful weapons does this museum have? You really need to go to Crete and go to this museum. Please, I urge everyone on this channel to do that. Daggers and swords, one with gilded nails and others with bone handles, spears, axe-shaped tools, two small bossed shields. Messa Muliana, as I said, is, and so on, 1370 to 1100. Look at them. Look at the axes. These are not double axes, but, just axe with one axe blade. Look at them. Look at this sword. Oh, beautiful. Unbelievable. And these are shield bosses, of course, right? I don't know if my colleagues, yes, they recognize them. You see that how beautiful? So it was a larger shield. We're going to see shields as well. Double axe and pickaxe, chisel, dagger, and stone molds for making axes. You see it again, stone molds, right? So there's a pickaxes here. We have them as well. Chisel axe and so on and so on. If you go to post-Palatial period, 1300 to 1100, look at them. Look at the blades now. They become like leaf-shaped. Do you see that? It's unbelievable. And look at the solid tank on this one. How many strong rivet holes? Look at the rivet holes here. Then we go to geometric period, late 1100 to mid 800 BC. There is a knife, a bronze knife of special and peculiar shape with handle ending in the head of a bearded man. Here you can see it. Possibly a product of a local workshop bearing resemblance to North Italian types, my colleagues say. It's in Zakros or Decatian Cave, post-Palatial geometric period, 1200 to 1800. Get that? Then we have also iron here. No, we have iron spears and daggers, insignia of the rank and status of the dead citizen warrior. The deliberate twisting of some blades suggests that their symbolic killing. Knossos fortets there, and Phoenicia, Gonawoi, and Kasuwusi, geometric period, late 11 to mid 900 BC. Also mentioned that one thing which is important, that they are real weapons. Remember, among ancient weapons, swords occupy a very special place. Unlike tools such as the spear or axe, which also served For hunting purposes or domestic functions, sword was developed solely for combat. It evolved from the dagger, and though the dividing line between a long dagger and a short sword is subjective, blades too long to be daggers, yet too short to be full swords are often called dirks. So, primary for stabbing, as some European colleagues think or say. So you see that these swords, you can find them here. And this is, as I have shown many of them to you. See that here is so beautiful. Look at the handle. On top of it, this pommel it has already, but small, with a gold leaf on top of it. Unbelievable. So iron swords, one deliberately twisted, right? And bronze bow fibrulae for securing garments and large pins. Again, get them. Unbelievable. So we will move to Bronze Age shields, 900 to 700 BCE. You will see how magnificent these bronze shields are. These bronze shields are from the Idaean cave with hammered and incised decoration. And they're mostly of Assyrian influence, as my colleagues believe. They include frontal animal heads in high relief in the center, animals and imaginary oriental creatures in concentric zones or in pairs, and human figures such as archers attacking animals, and in one case, a female figure flanked by lions and sphinxes. The shields of the Idaean cave are thought to be the products of a local workshop or a foreign craftsman versed in Eastern iconography. So either they were established there or they were itinerant. They're dated from the late 900 to or early 800 to the mid 700 BCE. So look at them. Can you believe the beauty of them? They're two, you can see that two different ones. Look at these archers here, right? And I mean, unbelievable. And look at this, like a leopard or a tiger, maybe, because, I mean, all the facial features are there. I will move on. Please take a look at that. All of them have these predator, cat, or feline. You can see that here, chiseled. Unbelievable. Look at them. This one doesn't have the predator or a cat there, or a tiger or leopard, whatever you want to call it. That all of the others have, but all of them are chiseled beautifully. You see, if you take a look at them, this one is pierced, so possibly it has some like a cloth or leather covering on the outside. And I'm standing in front of them just for you to imagine. I'm a bit forward, so they're just larger than this. So you can imagine how big and large they are. But they're also of smaller sizes. This one is a smaller size compared to this one or that one. So like a very large, medium size and small one, like we have in Persian arsenal. Then we go to Archaic period, 700 to 600. And you see that again there. Pickaxes, axes, spearheads, sledgehammers. And then we have bronze belly guards, and these bronze belly guards are pieces of armor with incised and relief images of a tripod, lions, winged horses, and a trophy between male figures. The distinctive scene is that of a cauldron on a tripod from which emerges a female figure with a shield, probably the goddess Athena, between rows of lions and rosettes. They are from Axos Sanctuaries, so armor for protecting the belly, Archaic period. See, take a look at them, these horses, beautiful. Look at there. Exactly. Like lions. Look at this one. Intricate design. So they were, sewn to like a gambeson or a cloth. We have the same, but interestingly, body armor for protecting the belly in Luristan, Bronze Age Luristan, same concept. Look at these winged horses. Same here. Beautiful. Then we go to the last part of this today, and here you can see frieze made of a porous stone from the Temple A of Pyrenees. It is constituted of a series of relief plaques depicting a procession of horsemen who are shown parading with the shields and spears. The horsemen are rendered in small scale compared to the size of the horses, turned frontal towards the viewer, following the archaic convention for figurative representation. The frieze had a cornice with incised meander and relief volutes. The depiction of a parade of horsemen at the frieze of the central temple of Pyrenees interposes the high statutes of their social class within the secular and religious life of the town. The stereotypical rendering of the theme echoes the austere Doric spirit of the Cretan towns of the period. Pyrenees, possibly ancient Rhysania, archaic period 7th century. Look at how tall, long legs the horses are shown. And each one of them has its own feature. And the helmet, you've seen similar helmets before, bronze helmets, also boar-tusk helmets, and a spear lance. Look at them. And then look at some shields. You see that the chiseling on them, beautiful. And also make a comparative study on them. Then here again, daggers and model daggers of bronze sheaths, bronze and iron knives of various types. Here you can see that here, 1700 again, 2nd century. Just wanted to show you how many things you can find in this beautiful museum. And also again, double access when you're on the way out. Thank you very much for visiting my channel and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I wish you a nice day. Thank you very much, and see you soon.